Well, hello, I'm Rodrigo Vega. You might know me as Irritive or this thing from DeviantArt, maybe. I've majored as an art teacher, but I work as an illustrator for concept art and scientific illustration. Worked many years with dinosaurs at the museum, Natural History Museum of Buenos Aires. Of course, I was drawing since the earliest childhood. I got pictures of me drawing as a baby. My father is an art teacher himself, so well, drawing was one of my life passions. So from that very early moment, I loved how to create. I loved creating creatures and designing scenarios and making living worlds in paper. And creature design is what I've been most famous for, most recognized for in my small internet following I have mastered. Novus Aeterno universe from scratch is designed to be a massive universe that never ends, with endless stars and endless players. It was very important to cover pretty much everything that you could imagine for a science fiction universe. You know, you have the basic humans, you have the powerful alien imperium, strong, you know, they're like very beasts and science fiction. The organic beings, the psionic beings, the psychic beings, and the robots that sometimes go crazy, like robots like. I want to make it very clear that I went into crazy detail about each of the species in the game. I mean, I know how the reproductive system of the Baroness works, but I'm not going to discuss this now. Each race is not a single hat planet. You know, they can be completely different, even belonging to the same race. It was very important at development and in this concept stage to not make any race necessarily evil. I want to keep alignment up to the players to decide if they want to make heroic or villainous deeds, to be good guys or bad guys. The humans are a good grounding point for the aesthetic and to create familiarity with the players. You know, everything can't be super strange at all times, and humans are in a way the most generic race, you know, because the player has to relate to them, and it has something to be something they can identify, they can understand. So that's why I kept a rather conservative science fiction look to them. I always like to give some cultural background. You know, I like, especially since the Novus Aeterno universe is so big. I think it was very important to feel that all the humans are different, and they're not just like super science fiction lights and futuristic everything. Every player is a planet. It's an empire, so they have to have their own features and they have to have their own style. The Baroness are a little bit up in that stage in which they are rather alien. You know, their design is like a strange creature, but at the same time it's sort of basic, in which they're quadrupedal and they're like beasts. They move kind of like earth animals, you know, like tiger, like something like that. I don't like to make something like anthropomorphic animals in space. I wanted to go for something very realistic. The names sounded kind of like an elephant, the Nasus, the things, and like some kind of nose. So and that went really well with the idea of an intelligent, powerful animal. So that's where the Baroness get their tentacles. You know, originally they were like elephant trunks to the sides, and they had some whale-like features. They were sort of like aquatic in their looks or something like that. I mixed a little bit of dolphin. I made some reptilian features to make them more snake-like, maybe. They rather match some previously existing ideas of science fiction, like the powerful empire warrior race. So that's something people can also understand. Not like the others are impossible to understand, right? But I think that's the two main races like we want to depict, just like the aliens with very powerful weapons and very advanced technology, and the humans which are familiar and you can recognize and you can relate to. The Achaeans, for example, they are like not so much of a race, and they're not so much of a single will, but they're like a sort of wide type of space organisms. You know, they have like they're very they're not related sometimes at all. You know, different species around the universe, they have the Achaean gene, and they have this ability to easily mutate into new forms and to adapt themselves into almost instantaneously, which make them, you know, more able to create all these biological forms and their weapons and everything that they can just make on the spot. The Cauldronborn, well, these are created by the Baroness. They have a nanomechanical brain, you know, like microscopic robots that makes the living substance within their brain, so they can adapt that to different forms of mechanical technology and industrial technology. The Ascendi, on the other hand, where they're like crystal-based, they're sort of plant crystal-like in their appearance and their mechanics and their metabolics. That's how they can channel this energy around them to various effects. See you soon. Thanks for watching.